Remember this guy? Remember old Billy Mitchell? Oh God. Here we go. My hero. Is that Doc in the chat?
Hello, you absolute legends.
There he is.
In April of 2021, video game cheater of the century Billy Mitchell sued David Race for $100,000.
That's a lot of
and
money.
while most people know that Billy likes to sue people when his feelings get hurt when they say something he doesn't like on the internet, this particular lawsuit is very different.
Okay.
It's still ridiculous, moronic, and a waste of everyone's time and money, but at least you could say it's not a defamation lawsuit, which I guess makes it slightly more interesting.
He sued, I think it was Twin Galaxies or something like that, because like apparently they removed his scores and it was like a whole big fucking thing, man.
Interesting. No, in this case, Billy is suing David Race for recording a phone call. But it's not just any phone call. It's a phone call of Billy Mitchell explaining a really bizarre scheme to create a new videotape of a Donkey Kong high score and pretend that it's for one of his old records. One of the old records that was removed after he was banned. To be specific, it was for a score of 1.062 million that he faked achieving in 2010.
What a surprise.
What needs to be understood is that this lawsuit isn't about money. It's about trying to stop this phone call from being used in court. What ended up happening is that after Billy Mitchell sued Twin Galaxies for defamation, David Race provided the phone call to Twin Galaxies, which they then submitted as evidence in their defense. This phone call showed, among other
it can't be defamation if it's true.
Other things, that Billy Mitchell was the kind of person to lie, fake videotapes, and trick people.
Holy shit.
It also showed that Billy Mitchell and David Race were friends, because Billy was confiding something very potentially damaging which he just wouldn't do if David was some random person. But in the lawsuit, Billy was claiming that David wasn't his associate. And this phone call happened long before Billy was even banned, so it wasn't some kind of retaliation. It was literally just a random plot Billy created to lie to Twin Galaxies to screw with them, because that's just what Billy does.
To be fair,
well,
I mean, this guy is, this guy's pretty fun. You know, like, he's pretty entertaining. Who is this guy? Yeah. No, it all does make sense. Everything comes together.
After 2 long years, the lawsuit has finally been dismissed, and this is a big deal for a few reasons. First, back in May of 2021, I created a GoFundMe for victims of Billy Mitchell lawsuits, and all of that money went specifically into this lawsuit. So everyone who donated to that was a huge help to David and made a massive difference. Secondly, with this case being thrown out, the phone call can be used by Twin Galaxies in their lawsuit. Not that they—
Jesus Christ. Like, this is all over Donkey Kong. Keep that in mind.
They really need it, they'll win for about 300 other reasons anyway, but this is just another nail in the coffin. And third, I think there is a really good chance here that David can retrieve a large chunk of attorney's fees from Billy, which would be a huge blow. In this video, we'll take a look at why this case was thrown out, and we'll also listen to some snippets of this phone call that Billy Mitchell was so scared of. But I must warn you, it's cringe. It's one of the cringiest things I've ever heard. So if you do have a hazmat suit nearby—
Well, we just got done watching a video about how a girl seduces a dog and has a sexual relationship with it, so I bet this is probably going to be more of a palate cleanser. I think that it'll probably, I think we'll be able to handle it. It'll be okay.
I suggest putting it on before you continue. I really hope you enjoy. Now, legends, this video is sponsored by Honkai Impact 3rd. Honkai Impact 3rd is an awesome anime action game that features incredible stories, a gorgeous art style, and a ton of different weapon tactics. Whether it's roaming through an open world or playing through chapters, Honkai is just a beautiful game to play, and you can play it on iOS, Android, PC, Steam, and Epic. And as of April 6, a new chapter has begun in Nagazora. Zila and Susanna are back, but now Susanna will become Valkyrie Quicksand, donning a new battle suit and an impressive set of dance moves. This new update also brings with it 2 new events. Meowtown—
What the fuck? Like, what does that even mean? Valkyrie Quicksand? Doesn't even make sense. Where do they come up with these fucking names?
escapade where Susanna seeks the wisdom of 3 S-rank Valkyries and the Homeworld Championship. These new events will allow you to earn emblems, crystals, Valkyrie quicksand fragments, and tons more. Honkai also has 2 new outfits. The first is Peachy Spring. This stunning pink dress features flying fish, which symbolize fortune and happiness, and the second is called Turn Up the Music, which is just some good old-fashioned rebellious rock and roll. Honkai Impact 3rd is free to play, so download it using my link in the description and use redemption code NEWCHAP to get 30 crystals, 2,888 asteroids, and 1 character trial card. New players will also have many more bonuses in-game to explore.
Oh my god.
While Billy Mitchell's claim to fame is an alleged perfect Pac-Man score he achieved in 1999, David Race's claim to fame is actually being the best Pac-Man player in the world. David holds the world record for the fastest perfect Pac-Man ever and can literally do it first try on command.
Holy shit.
David was originally a Billy Mitchell defender when the cheating scandal broke, and did everything in his power to try and prove Mitchell innocent. It was for this reason that Billy brought David on board as part of
Dude, for a second I thought that was Ted Cruz. I was like, how'd he get in here?
Team to help clear his name. But ultimately, after investigating everything he could, David came to the same conclusion that everyone else did. Billy cheated. Since coming to that conclusion, David has become a staunch Billy offender, being very vocal in his opinion that Billy is a fraud and a cheater.
Wow.
This obviously caused a falling out between the two.
I wonder
but before that happened, they exchanged several phone calls. And in one of those phone calls, Billy outlined an ingenious plot to trick Twin Galaxies and Jace Hall, the owner of Twin Galaxies, and make them look like total fools. What he would do is recreate his old world record, but on a real arcade machine. He would then send the tape to Twin Galaxies, and according to Billy Mitchell, Twin Galaxies and everyone else on the internet would declare that the tape was faked. This is because everyone hates Billy Mitchell, and when they say his records were done on emulator, it's not because that's what the evidence shows, it's just because they want to take Billy Mitchell down.
That's right. So when yep, everybody's out to get him. Yeah, 100%.
Billy Mitchell sends in this legitimate high score, Billy thinks everyone will just say,
look at look at the American flag tie. This guy's like a fucking cartoon character. I love it. This is so good.
Fake anyway, but then he's going to unleash his devilish idea, because there was actually a second camera showing Billy Mitchell playing,
oh my god,
proving
that's him?
It was real. And boy oh boy, when everyone sees this, they will have egg all over their faces. And Billy Mitchell will show the world just how ignorant and dogmatic they are.
True.
Yes, this really is how juvenile Billy's thought processes are.
There it is.
Let's have a listen.
He's gonna prove everybody wrong, and they're gonna know
some of this phone call.
But what I plan on doing is, it's also being recorded out the back. The direct feed is hooked up. And what I plan on doing, and this is top secret, I plan on doing it. I'm going to take the tape, and I'm going to have it sent to Jace Hall. When I say have it sent, I'm going to have it sent to New Hampshire, which is where I think it last was. I'm going to FedEx it to New Hampshire, and somebody in New Hampshire is going to FedEx it to Jace, just like the Wayne's tapes suddenly showed up at Jace's doorstep.
Yes.
This tape will suddenly show up, and the news will be, we found the 1,000,062 tape. And it's nothing except a silent tape. There's not my voice, my face, nothing, just like the others.
Yeah.
And I want Jace to look at it, put it online. I think he will. And many people, maybe Jace too, are going to pick it apart, how rotten it is, how evil it is, how maim it is, how corrupt it is, this and that. Oh my God, a third tape to prove Billy Mitchell, SOB, and all that. Okay. I hope Jace says it because it'll destroy his credibility.
Yeah.
Okay. Then once it's out there, I will send the exact same one from the webcam, and I'll put it on the internet. And everybody that was an idiot is going to absolutely be caught on the carpet. I mean, absolutely shamed.
There it is.
So many people are going to be mad at me.
There it is.
The truth will come out.
Yeah.
I think this might eliminate things with me and Jace. permanently, which I don't care. He needs me more than I need him, believe me.
This guy is so good. Holy fuck. Oh my god. That would have broken me? Yes, and it's all some big fucking conspiracy that Billy cooked up in his head. He's literally a mustache twirling villain. Billy Mitchell is innocent. I don't know if he is or not. I mean, it seems like he's not, but like, damn. It's not my fucking credibility on the line. It's not my fucking arcade, fucking enterprise or thing on the line. I could just watch this and it's fucking insane.
I absolutely love the last line where Billy says that Jace Hall needs him more than Billy needs Jace.
There it is.
Jace Hall was a founder and CEO of the video game developer Monolith Productions, which developed among many critically acclaimed games such as Blood and Fear. He was the senior vice president of Warner Brothers Interactive.
Remember, he's the guy that did the music video, I Play WoW. Remember that?
Active Entertainment and produced his own show. He is extremely well known within the gaming community and has many other notable achievements. Billy Mitchell is known for calling himself the best video game player ever and faking Donkey Kong scores.
It's like, when you put it that way, it doesn't sound very good. God damn.
I just don't think Billy is as important as he thinks he is. But also in this phone call...
But it wouldn't be funny. It wouldn't be entertaining if Billy didn't think that.
Billy Mitchell says that he hopes he gets banned.
Yeah, it is Monday, April 2nd, 2018, and we are here to play 117 boards of Donkey Kong, a kill streak on demand. Here, now, watch the screen. A feat I first achieved in July 1982 with history's first ever Donkey Kong.
Holy shit, bro. Like, how long ago was that? I wasn't even alive. Like, fucking, what's that, like 40 years ago? 41 years ago? Oh my god. Oh. Holy shit.
Yeah, my question for you youngsters who have joined the Donkey Kong community, July 1982, were you even alive? That's my way of sticking it to them. And I'll say, this is a special game, a very targeted game. This game is meant to sting, and it will, more than one way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm going to say. But it's at that point that I turn on the VCR and I hit play. The VCR, the tape that Jace initially has
This sounds like the kind of fantasy you have whenever you're taking a shower. VCR, yeah. Like, I actually didn't even really think about that, but yeah, the VCR. For anybody who doesn't know, VCRs back 3,000 years ago, it was like a tape player, but it was a bigger one for videos.
None of that. It has the play.
This was before
from
DVDs.
The start to the end, nothing colorful, nothing. And I think, I'm sure that people are just going to find a way. Oh, look at this! Oh, look at that!
Mm-hmm.
And when it's the exact same gameplay out with the webcam, I mean, it's just going to be I mean, okay.
Yeah, true.
I hope Jace bans me for being a son of a bitch. I don't know.
So when this phone call is played in trial, showing that Billy is a liar who is willing to fake videotapes and that he was hoping to be banned, I don't think that will sit very well with the jury. And of course...
Yeah, it seems kind of obvious that this dude is a bit crooked.
Neither does Billy, which is why he sued David Reyes for recording the phone call. I assume that Billy thinks that if he wins this lawsuit, Twin Galaxies can't play the call to the jury because it was obtained illegally. However, David did nothing wrong. David lives in Ohio, and in Ohio, you don't need the consent of both parties if you want to record a phone call. In Ohio, what David did was perfectly legal.
Right.
But Billy sued him anyway, though not in Ohio. Instead, he sued him in in Florida, where you do need the consent of all parties to record a conversation. Billy was trying to claim that it doesn't matter where David was because Billy was in Florida at the time. David should have...
I think my understanding of this law is that it applies to the person who recorded the phone call. And if they recorded the phone call in a state that like has one party, then that's what it is.
Known this and should have governed himself based on Floridian law. This makes no logical sense, of course, but it's the claim that Billy was making. Now,
Yeah,
one thing I will say about Billy is that even though these lawsuits are straight up evil in my opinion and have the potential to ruin people's lives through stress and legal fees, his lawyer is pretty good. And his lawyer did a good job of making this as confusing and messy as possible. Every lawyer that I asked or heard talk about this case said the same thing. David was in Ohio, so what he did was legal. So this really should have been just a simple case of filing a motion to dismiss based on lack of personal jurisdiction, and the case should have been thrown out rather quickly. Lack of personal jurisdiction means that David was in Ohio, so he shouldn't have to answer to the laws and courts of Florida for his actions.
There it is.
The original motion to dismiss was filed in July of 2021, almost 2 years ago. It took 2 years for this motion to succeed and for the case to be dismissed.
But
and
it's
in
gone.
that 2 years, a whole bunch of crap happened, racking up fees of well over $50,000.
Jesus.
What ended up happening is that Billy's lawyer...
Top Pac-Man player in the world in Lebanon. I love how this guy is, he's such a cartoon character that even now people will run stories about him because he's fucking entertaining. In Lebanon, yep.
Successfully stopped the original motion to dismiss from being granted. Honestly, having followed this case and having watched some of the hearings, it's my uninformed opinion this was a combination of a failure of David's lawyer and a lack of caring by the court judge. Even if an argument is ironclad, a lawyer still needs to perform well in hearings in order to have their motions granted. After this motion was unsuccessful, David took it to the Court of Appeals, and this time they agreed completely.
I mean, you gotta give it to old Billy. He got that dog in him. The will to survive. Holy shit.
Stating, "It is significant that the conduct that offends the Florida plaintiff, the recording of phone calls without his consent, is not illegal in Ohio, where the calls were recorded. The recording of the calls is not malum in se, a wrong or evil in itself that is prohibited everywhere, nor is the act of recording a conversation akin to a tort like slander or libel, which is recognized as tortious conduct in every state. While a defamation action deters falsehood, an unaltered, audible recording conveys with precision what was said. Where a defendant legally records a phone conversation in his home state and has no other significant contacts with Florida, it offends traditional notions of fair play and substantial justice to require him to appear in Florida to defend against a lawsuit for an alleged violation of the Florida Security of Communications Act. We therefore reverse and remand to the Circuit Court with directions to enter an order dismissing the case for lack of personal jurisdiction." Can you imagine being...
I'm surprised it took 2 years to get rid of that.
David Race, going about your business, obeying the laws of your state, doing everything by the book, and then some asshole from the other side of the country forces you to have...
By the way, Billy Mitchell is from Florida? Did I hear that right? Yep. How about that? How about that?
To go through years of a lawsuit, paying tens of thousands of dollars just for the appeals court to throw out the case, saying that you shouldn't have gone through any of this. And you know what's crazy? Billy Mitchell isn't finished. He's now trying to...
Of course he's not. Who thought that it was over? It will never be over.
Go to the Supreme Court over this. I am not joking. He has a real problem and cannot stop himself.
That's
I don't
right.
think these lawsuits will ever stop until he is bankrupted. And the only way that will happen is when people start clawing back attorney's fees. I think in this case, David really needs to file a motion for attorney's fees. You might think Billy Mitchell has a ton of money, but that might not be the case. I'm of the impression that a lot of this legal action is being done on his behalf for free. So when he has to pay real money to his victims, this will do real damage. This is a big win for David Race, and I just want to remind people that Billy has never won a lawsuit. This is just another lawsuit on his pile of defeats, and I think we will be adding to this pile very soon. Thanks again to everyone who donated to the GoFundMe. You helped this happen.
God.
Thank you so much for watching, you legends. I hope you are having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. This makes it slightly...
There he is. There he is. This guy has been content for video game history for the last 40 years. Think about that. This guy has been around longer than Final Fantasy. This guy, this shit predates the internet. Yeah, the original Keemstar. He's talking about VHS. Oh my God. Video Gamer Hall of Famer. What the fuck, man? This guy's a true Floridian. Yeah. I can't fucking believe this. I mean, obviously, he's a complete fucking asshole. The guy's obviously a meme. He probably cheated. Like what even is this? But damn, is it not fucking entertaining? And there is a certain part of me that's like, this dude will not stop. You can't, bro, that Donkey Kong score. It's gonna happen. Oh my God. Never stopping. Yeah. Oh my God. I just can't believe this. Wow. I can't wait to see what happens next. First classic player in history. Yep, there you go. Got that gator in him. Yeah. Oh my God. Be breaking into the place, yeah. That guy don't play Diablo Immortal now, yeah. Wow. Let me link you this fucking video. I'm so glad we got Carl Jobs up here fucking keeping us up to date. Isn't that the Pac-Man guy? Oh yeah.